Because you're pretty drippy, like the way
I'm pretty feisty. Like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
get to know me, I'm very feisty.
yeah. That's
Like
good.
I'll rip you apart. Verbally and maybe physically, I don't
You hear that, Turbo Tip?
know.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 8 of The Hunt. Today we are joined by my very special co-host Benny Roberts, but also on the show today, a very first timer into the podcast world, and by surprise as well, Vicky. Welcome.
Hello.
Now,
Thanks for having me.
You're right. I was going to try and pronounce your last name, but how do we pronounce it?
Yeah, that's my number one worry. So I don't know how anyone's gonna be able to pronounce my surname. It's Kijumnuayporn.
Kijumnuayporn.
Yeah, it's close, but not quite.
We're just going to call you Vicky K.
Yeah, just call me Vicky K.
Yeah, because that is your Instagram handle at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming on, and to our surprise, obviously, like this is your first time on the show. Because ever since I think you've popped up on the radar, you've always been a very competitive athlete, and I think it's about time that you finally get on a podcast. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I think it's about time. It's been
That's
2 years.
I
was waiting for someone to invite me.
Yeah, I know. It's very awkward to ask for your own invite. No, that's good. I think, so the first and foremost, I think I'd love to have the audience listen to you about your introduction and origin, I guess. So we'd love to know, I guess, where you started, how you got into the sport, I guess, and onto the map of powerlifting 2 years ago by the sounds of it. And any sort of like, I guess, lead-ons as you were a younger person when you played sport or anything like that. If you could just start things off in that regard, that'd be great.
I was never really athletic. I guess the only thing I was good at was maybe like short distance running.
Yep.
But that was in primary school. And then during high school, I was just not into sport at all. Like I was a bit chubby. I spent most of my days on the computer. I was like a nerd. So I never imagined myself, coming down this route in my 20s and my 30s. So yeah. I guess how it started was like in 2015. I joined the gym and it was purely just so I could use the cardio machines. For like 2 months straight, I was just on the cardio machine every day. And at the time, I was probably weighing like 40 kilos.
Yep.
And maybe after 2 months, then I started to go into the weight section and I was doing like, dumbbells and like things like that.
Yep.
So at the time, I was with my ex who was an aspiring bodybuilder.
Yep.
And so I pretty much just followed his bro program.
Yep.
And it was like everything, like upper body, chest, shoulders, arms, legs, glutes. I wasn't just doing legs and glutes. And I guess like that's how I really built my upper body. I was doing like, triple sets, double sets, everything. I was trying to keep up with him and his mate. And then, about like 6 months, I noticed that I was building muscle pretty quickly. Like I was making progress faster than the average female. So from then I kind of saw that, I had some potential. And then, I actually knew of you from from your bodybuilding days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, wow.
Funny story. So I think you were on maybe the same show as my ex. You were doing a natural bodybuilding show.
Yeah, always natural. Like,
yes.
just in case you question.
You have to put it out there, right? Yeah. So, and then I saw your name pop up once I got into powerlifting. I was like, oh, hey, I know this guy, Aiden Potts. I know him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a small world.
I'll tell you who it is after.
Yeah.
Offline. Yeah. I don't want to bring clout to this guy.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I think it was definitely the Sydney show out at Randwick at UNSW. Hey.
Yeah, I think so. That was the one.
That was my last show before I actually did powerlifting. But I think do you believe that like all that work that you were doing as a quote unquote bodybuilder, did that supplement a lot of the benefits you're reaping right now as a powerlifter?
100%. I think that was like the foundation, right? So I was building muscle. I was already strong on like dumbbell chest press, I was doing like 20 plus kilos,
Yeah,
and
right.
I was probably weighing like 40 something kilos at the time.
Yeah.
When I actually started getting into powerlifting, that was during COVID.
Yep.
So the very first COVID, gyms were closed. I was like depressed that I couldn't get to the gym. Like I actually cried on some nights. So I decided to just invest in like home equipment. And then like, I could only just do SBD because I didn't have cables, I didn't have dumbbells. So I just focused purely on that, and my strength kind of like exploded as well during that period. And then I signed up with my first coach, which was Tom. And then when we came out of lockdown, that's when I competed at my first comp. It was like at Adonis.
Yep.
Yeah. And from then, like, I guess with each comp, I started to realize that I had a lot of potential. And so with each comp, I started setting myself like bigger goals each time.
That's good. I actually, your name for a second time now has come up before I even actually formally met you, because you actually purchased one of our combo racks. Remember Ground Level Fab?
Oh yeah.
So I was actually not working for Dylan, but I was kind of helping him during that COVID period to like get his fabricated racks out onto the market. And that's how like HPC, Perth, you, even a few other like soul athletes like got their racks during COVID from home and I would actually lift during home. So when I saw that you came up on the invoices, I was like, fuck yeah, that's mad. Yeah. And then obviously now like it's that piece of rack has obviously been a massive implement to your success being able to train at home, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Now you're and then for a third time now, how you've kind of been involved with, I guess, my business is like you've done a lot of graphic design work for HPC. Yeah. So I guess and Vicky's fantastic, by the way, guys. Like she's been the mastermind behind our brand in regards to the winter products and the summer products. Like she does a really, really good job. So if you need any graphic design work for your merchandise, be sure to reach out to Vicky. But I guess, how does graphic design come into play here? Is that your full-time job, and is that what you do for work?
Yeah, so that's my full-time job. I've always been into like art and design. Like I was always a creative person. So I knew from at a very young age that I wanted to be like an artist, but that doesn't pay. So I was like, okay, maybe design is the next best thing. Yeah. So I work at Harvey Norman in the head office. So yeah, that's my main job. And then now I'm starting to do like freelance as well for like you guys, and I've done ZT's logo, a few others. So it's cool that I can like kind of mesh these two passions together. Yeah,
a bit of a side hustle going on by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
that's good.
So like I'm a really passionate person, so like whenever I do something, it's all in. Like I go 100% in that, and if I know I suck at something, then I just don't bother. So yeah, my two passion is pretty much design and powerlifting.
So short distance running went out the window pretty quick, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, I was decent at it, but like no. I have better things.
Yeah, for sure. When you were just mentioning as well, like because I looked you up on Open Powerlifting before this, just so you had like a little bit of a record of like where you've started and everything like that. Yeah. And I was super surprised as well, because I thought you would have been around for like way longer in the competitive scene.
Yeah, that's what people tell me, that they're like, oh, it feels like you've competed for like ages. And I'm like, no, it was like 2.5 years ago or something.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. And obviously like last year you had like a really great end to the competitive season at nationals, like coming home with best female lifter and everything. Was there anything you did differently, like leading into that competition, in your mental or physical preparation?
No, I wouldn't say I did anything differently. I mean, I think training has always been my priority. So everything that I do, I work around my training. But something that I've been working on over the last few years is like building my confidence and like believing in my skills, because sometimes I have, moments of doubt that, oh, fuck, like, can I do this? Like, and I get nervous, like, before I do a heavy lift. So I'm trying to work on that. I just, remind myself like, yeah, I'm a fucking beast. Like I can do this.
No.
You have to believe yourself first, right? Before you can actually do it.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah. But it's always a work in progress for me.
Yeah.
So I guess with being in the sport for only such a short period of time, do you have any sort of like, I guess, thanks towards something that has given you this competitive edge? Or have you just kind of been like you said, a work in progress over the last 2 years? You're still trying to, I guess, refine the athlete that Vicky K is.
I think I've always been a competitive person, and a bit of like, I get angry when I lose. So like if I play like card games, like PlayStation with my brother and I lose, I'm like, I get actual pissed off, you know, and I hate feeling like that. So I guess like that's why like I always want to win, you know. And
are you yet to sorry, excuse me. Are you yet to lose?
In powerlifting?
Yeah, in powerlifting.
Yeah, I haven't lost yet.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh.
So when that day obviously like I think will be confronting. How do you think you will deal with that if it ever comes?
I mean, I'm like quite a realistic person.
Yep.
So I always know that there's going to be one day where I have a bad comp.
Yep.
And it's not going to go the way that I plan.
Yep.
So like, I think I'm prepared for that. When it comes, I'll like take it as it, you know, comes. But but for now, hopefully I don't experience that.
No, of course. And neither do we. Like, I think it's a conversation that you avoid, right? Like if it's not something you want to talk about with, say, your coach or your partner, like losing isn't an option. And but when it does happen, it can catch athletes by surprise considering how much momentum they do have. But I think with the amount of confidence, I guess, oozing, I think you're in for a really successful 2023 campaign, which is really good to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm like not as a emotional person. Like if I go through something, I'll sit on it, I'll be sad for a bit, and then I just get over it and I just continue on with my day. Like I don't soak for too long.
Yeah.
So
that's
even
good.
like with like really huge things in my life that have happened to me where it's like I've had a mental breakdown or, you know, I just sit with the sadness for like a day max, and then when I wake up the next day, I'm good. Like I just keep going.
It's interesting because I was just, sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say that like a lot of people are the other way around where they do powerlifting and they have something, I guess, adverse happen to them, and then they look to overcome it. Then they use that as an application to their life. But it sounds like you're actually the other way around. So it sounds like a lot of your life experiences has actually complemented your ability to powerlift at the level that you do so competitively, which I think is really, really interesting.
Yeah. Like I would say I'm pretty strong-minded.
Yep.
Yeah, like I don't let things get to me too much.
Good.
So yeah.
That's good.
It's just gotta keep moving forward, right? Yeah,
exactly. Do you wish you had I guess some more people to bounce, I guess, competitiveness off on Instagram and stuff like that, leading competition, or is it all just like you're versing yourself?
For now it's me versing myself, right? But I think this year that's gonna change.
I agree.
If I go to Worlds, there's so many strong 47s out there now. It's actually different to what it was last year and the years before that. I think 47s are becoming more competitive.
They definitely are. I 100% agree. And even not just on the world stage, but in Australia, like every single year we're seeing more and more 47 females come up, particularly, I guess, in the open category, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of overseas athletes, you traveled overseas towards the end of last year, right, as well?
Yeah,
cool. So I was just wondering as well, like how being like a high performing athlete, how you balance like traveling and enjoying yourself with your training while you're away, I suppose.
So training was a must. There was no way I was going to go and not train there. But I also have Steve to thank for that, because he wrote me a 3-day program. So that allowed me to, you know, get in my training, but also enjoy my time traveling. But like I still had to make, you know, some travel sacrifices, because training took up a lot of time. Like each session would be minimum like an hour, 2 hours. So that's quite a big chunk of the day gone. And like I missed out on a lot on my itinerary, but like I don't regret it. I mean, it had to be done. And Steve is there reminding me every day, like why we're here, why we're doing this. So that's what I like to hear. Like, I don't want someone that tells me, no, oh, that's okay. Like, when you come back, you can train again, you can start again. I want someone to be like, no, you're gonna fucking train. Otherwise, you'll come back, then you'll be shit.
Yeah.
So I like it when people tell me something that I have to hear, not what I want to hear. So
Hey, have you experienced going away and actually not training and then coming back? Have you felt that before?
Maybe like during my bodybuilding years when I traveled, but even then I think I still got in like a few sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens if you don't train?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think a lot of
Yeah.
people don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people think if they want to be competitive that life is larger than their lifting and they can actually like go away, spend time having a holiday, doing maybe 2 days of or 1 day or maybe no days in the week of their training, and it can actually really impact that momentum that you work so hard for. So I think as an advanced athlete, how important is momentum in your training to you?
Oh, like super important. I feel like I lose strength pretty quickly. Like if let's say I don't train for maybe 2 weeks to like a month, I reckon 100 kilos on my back would probably like squish me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even coming back from last year's holiday, I still felt pretty weak, like in the first block. So even though I was training 3 days a week, but it's like a different type of training, right? Like I was doing some beltless, volume work, whatever. But when I came back, the first week especially, getting back into a proper program, I was just dying. Like, couldn't even handle, 8 reps. So remember when Steve was on your podcast? He was on a podcast and he was talking about his athlete that re-racked after the 7th rep.
That you?
Yeah, that was me.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I was so gassed after the 7th rep. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna, rack it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the weight that was like heavy. It was more like I just couldn't fucking breathe anymore because I wasn't conditioned for that yet, like coming back from a holiday. So but after that day, I was like, I don't want to get roasted on a podcast ever again. So I'm gonna finish my set. Everyone was like, yeah, who's Steve talking about? Who's this athlete? I'm like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, you just
I'm sorry, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's actually really funny.
Mm.
No, good. Now I think with IPF Worlds approaching obviously in June, what are your personal goals which you wish to achieve? And obviously this is going to be your first time on the platform, so I don't want to talk predictions, but how do you feel you're going to stack up with the current lineup?
Right now I'm not like attached to any numbers. I guess what I'm hoping for is just to put up the best performance of my life and hopefully get myself on the podium. I can't say where I'll be, but I think even getting on the podium is going to be quite hard because I always like have a suss of who's like coming up, who's most likely going to go to Worlds and compete. So I feel like last year if I went, I most likely would have podiumed easily. But this year is definitely different.
Are you following your competitors closely?
Yeah, I have a look at what they're doing. Right now I feel like maybe I'm a little bit behind, so I have to work extra hard if I like want to catch up and have a chance. So
for sure.
I can't stop working.
Exactly right.
Yeah, for sure.
And with the other competitors, do you converse with them at all? Do you have conversations online, or do they even know who you are yet?
I follow a few people that so Heather doesn't follow me back, so she'll know that I exist. Turbo Tiff doesn't know I exist. There's one girl who's really strong, and I think she's gonna be joining the world stage. Her name's Jessie Baby Kilo. Yeah, so she's so strong, and I think she's switched from USAPL to Powerlifting America. Yeah, so I have a feeling she'll be there.
That's good. Now, I think the next question I want to ask is with the fact that you are like miles ahead of the, I guess, second place behind you here in Australia. How I guess important is it to you to be always chasing? Is that something that really drives you? Because obviously, like the only comparison you can really make as of right now is being number one.
As in, do I think about my competitors in Australia?
Yeah. Do you think about your competitors in Australia, or are you always looking forward?
No, I don't compare myself to anyone in Australia.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about dots or
yes,
points?
Yes, with that I do. So
That's good.
with Nats, like that's what I wanted. My main goal was to get best lifter.
Yeah. Because behind you was Shay.
Yeah, I think Shay.
Shay then Liz, maybe.
Liz, Nat Barbs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
You go.
That's great. Oh, last one.
Oh, yeah.
Last one. All right, sweet. Yeah, so basically, like we just discussed, like your international competitors. So UV Turbo Tiff in a boxing match. Who's winning?
I know that she said her background was from boxing. So she
really?
Right, there you go.
Yeah. She actually started off from boxing and then she switched to powerlifting.
I
can't remember where I read that.
Yeah,
but you know, I'm Thai, so
Muay
Thai. I reckon I could put up a good fight.
There you go.
It'll be it'll be a close fight, I reckon.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Hopefully she listens to this and she finally knows who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If not, the next time she'll know you would be a mean uppercut.
Security guards in the warm-up room at World.
That's good. Sweet. Well, I think the last thing I want to ask is like, if you had any advice to, I guess, any other young females or just females in general, like who want to really make the most of their training, whether it be in the early stages or if they're just starting out in powerlifting, what would that advice be?
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah. Because, I mean, it took me years as well to get to this place, right? Like, it's not like I had overnight success. Like, I started in 2015. That's 7 years, right? Yeah. And it was only until the last couple of years where I'm like, oh, shit, I can actually do this. Yeah. So it's just got to keep going.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I guess, your training partner, is it just your partner?
Yeah.
That's
just
good.
Anthony.
Nice. That's good. And how does he shape up keeping up with you?
I have to push him. I gotta push him.
Oh, really? Because you both have the same coach, right?
Yeah. But he's more injury prone than I am.
Yeah.
So he's been injured on and off like for 2 years.
See, that's what happens when they try to keep up with you, you know?
How do you find that as well? Like being in a, like obviously in a relationship with someone who takes part in a sport that takes up so much of your time, like, and like to stay, I suppose, motivated together. Does that help or?
Yeah, like I think he's pretty chill and he's happy to like, I guess I got him into powerlifting. No, sorry. I got him back into powerlifting.
Okay.
So he was powerlifting like way before he met me. So he did like a novice comp or something. And then he kind of just stopped, met me. And then I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm into powerlifting, blah, blah, blah. So then he got back into it and then he started competing with me as well. But yeah, I think he rediscovered his love for powerlifting. Yeah, through me. Yeah, so we kind of just motivate each other. It's become like routine now. Like after work, we train.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's just like that every day. Like there's no, should we go out and eat? No, it's never that. It's training is right after work. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really important, I think, to be a high level athlete, to have a high level partner.
Yeah, there you go.
He sounds like the real MVP.
Nah, he's definitely one of like my main supporters. Yeah. I probably couldn't date anyone that doesn't train.
Yeah.
And anyone with smaller legs than me, like just no. I cannot.
Yeah, that's funny. I guess until you go up to 52. Would that ever happen actually, as I'm on that topic?
Say it in.
Would you ever go up to 52?
Eventually I think, but I have unfinished business in 47s. Like I really want to achieve what I set myself out to do. Maybe in the future I'll go up to 52s. I mean, that would be nice, right? Have a big breakfast, weigh in, still make weight. Like how nice would that be?
Yeah, it's the dream. It's the dream.
I hate weight cutting.
Oh, me too. I'm about to do my first weight cut as an 83, believe it or not. And I remember back in my day when I was a 74 and how tough that was, but I'm about to relive it as I say that at 86 fluffy kilos.
86. Sorry, I'm gonna start calling you a custard tart.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I'm like trying to control. Like I love food so much, and
Yeah.
I'm always, eating out.
Yeah.
But this year I've really, really cut down. Like I have to think about like the end goal, right? I can't be, eating out, eating whatever I want. So yeah, like keeping my weight under control is one of the main things this year. Because I also think like last year, with my performance at Nats, like to everyone else's eye, that must have been like the best performance ever. But for me personally, like I didn't hit what I wanted. Yeah. And I know like a part of that was like, okay, my diet wasn't really on point. Like it could have been way better. So I sit around like, I think last year I was sitting around 49 kilos. It was pretty heavy. Like I have to cut 2 kilos. And for me, like that's a lot of weight, 2 kilos, probably like, 5%. So that was tough.
Yeah, for sure. So are you like implementing any like different protocols or anything this year to like keep on top of it? Or just being more intuitive?
So I count my macros, like even on the weekends, I'll count.
Yeah.
And I cook my own meals now. So I haven't really eaten out like for a while. So yeah.
And what about I guess do you have a soft shout out for a nutrition coach, or do you purely do that on your own accord?
I'm doing that on my own right now. Yeah.
Cool.
But I roughly like I know my own body, so I know like how much I can eat, and if I go over, then I'm just gonna like gain a little bit. Yeah. But right now I'm maintaining, which is good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And with I guess all the experience that you have from your bodybuilding past, that's probably really helpful right now too in regards to managing your composition, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Would you say that on top of the keep going advice for those young females out there, or just as females in general who wish to get into the sport, that bodybuilding is super important to become, I guess, a really good lifter?
Yes. So I think like really doing your accessories, pushing it, going hard, because that's where you're gonna build mass, right? Well, that's like for me personally at least. And like getting your protein in, eating properly. So yeah, I used to eat like under 1,000 calories. I was so skinny. I was 40 kilos.
Right?
That's crazy.
So yeah, you got to eat to build muscle.
Yeah, for sure.
And with the fact that I guess eating and like all those things that make you who you are right now, being as competitive as you are, when it comes to being able to obviously prepare for Worlds, are you looking to fly over there a little bit earlier than usual? I guess than what you probably had originally planned. Do you plan to acclimatize to the food? I guess your sleeping pattern, the weather, climate, travel time zones, like all those things. Have you considered all those variables?
I have for some, but like with food, I just feel like it's quite hard. So I'm not too sure what is going to happen there.
Have you ever been to Europe before?
I have a few years ago. Yeah. So maybe if I like have a look at the supermarkets and see, like I'll probably have to cook my own meals.
Sure.
Yeah, because eating out, I mean, just you don't know what they put in there, right?
Yeah.
But I will be heading there like a week early. That's the plan.
Yeah. To have a boxing match of Tiff.
No, the boxing match has to come after.
That's
the
good.
comp.
You beat her on the platform and then you beat her in the ring.
That's it. And it's a Muay Thai fight, not just boxing.
Muay Thai. I guess like one thing you could do is inbox a couple of other people who have actually competed in Europe before. Like I know, like for example, my sports psychologist, Amelia Potter, she lots things on Instagram. She's like, she knows everybody. And I think even just reach out to her and just be like, g'day, do you know of anyone that I can talk to that would be open to communicating, I guess, what the supermarkets look like over there?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's a Woolies or a Coles over there.
No, it's like, because I've been a couple of times over that way because I'm from the UK originally, but it's like even country to country throughout Europe, like things are so different. Like it's like 2-hour flights and things are completely different. So that includes like all the cultural things like the supermarkets, the foods, how they cook. I'm thinking like, well, Malta's like quite coastal and everything.
Mediterranean.
So I suppose maybe their food. I noticed like in Croatia and things like that, it's like a lot of like fish and like cleaner foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas then you've got like Italy, which is like heavy.
Just carbs, straight
pasta.
carbs.
Yeah, legit.
Red wine.
So, yeah,
And
red
like
wine.
oil on everything. I don't know.
Yeah,
I used to live with an Italian bloke who comes from a very traditional family, and because I was like a student at the time, I couldn't afford the premium lean beef mince.
Oh yeah.
So I'd make bolognese, but I'd call it chicken bolognese.
Yeah.
And I'd be like chopped up chicken breasts, and I'd still throw the pasta sauce and the onions and everything, and he'd be like, yeah, my daughter would kill you. And he's holding his fingers up.
Oh man.
It's funny
that's right.
It's funny how like I guess defensive they get when you really mess up the bolognese. You know?
Yeah.
It's their culture, isn't it?
It is. They made it. All right. Well, that's really good, Vicky. I'm excited to see your campaign, and obviously like coming into every competition, I'm always a big fan of watching what you do and obviously how you perform, because you always perform. I don't think you've ever, like, I know you are very harsh on yourself, and that's probably what makes you the athlete that you are, but you always turn up on comp day, and you always hit that third squat. Like, you always hit everything. Like, I think New South Wales States, like your second squat, I think like it was like 9.5.
Yeah.
And then you still did a 9.5 or like a heavier load. I think the atmosphere of being at Worlds, because you're not doing another one, are you, before then?
I am.
You are? Okay, what are you doing?
Your one.
Hey! How do you know? Oh, you probably heard me announce that I'm doing it. That's sick. That's good. So
I've heard the lineup, some of the lineup. Yeah.
No, it'll be good. I think, Well, how hard are you going? Are you going 100%, or are you just kind of like testing what like a taper would look like?
I think we might have to go hard because there's prize money involved, right?
Yeah, it pays for you. It would pay for a tenth of your flights, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of that, saying that you always get those thirds. Did you go for a fourth attempt out the back at Nationals?
Oh yeah, for deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? But
yeah,
that's mad.
That's because my first deadlift, I didn't really like even attempt it, right? It just slipped right out of my hands.
Okay.
Before I came off the floor for like a second, it just slipped out.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was wasted. So I was like, oh yeah, let's give it a shot anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
didn't get it though, but it's all right.
It's all right. Next time.
Yeah.
at the Hunter comp.
Yeah. We're actually, this is hot press, but we have an invite only comp, and unfortunately, obviously, like you're in Worlds at the time because it's on the same weekend, and we're doing like a top 10 invite of every weight class, and I don't think there will be 10 competitors from the 47s that we can go, but hopefully in the years to come, you will have the opportunity to come to a Hunter comp.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to. It's on my list.
On the list. Very good.
It's on the list.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're getting the fast five. We'll start to wrap it up because I don't want to dig into your dinner time. But first question, if you were to train for a different sport, what would it be?
Martial arts, probably.
Muay Thai.
Yeah. Like my dad has been nagging me like my entire life to that. Oh, try Muay Thai. Like you'd be so good at it. And I was
Is he a fighter?
No. He loves Muay Thai, yeah. He's a street fighter, not an actual fighter.
Hey,
right. He's a bit of a gangster himself.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Does that rub much off on you?
Because
you're kind of, I wouldn't say like you're intimidating, but you're pretty drippy. Like I think like the way
I'm pretty feisty.
Yeah.
Like, if you get to know me, I'm very feisty.
Yeah. That's
like
good.
I'll rip you apart. Verbally and maybe physically, I don't know.
You hear that, Turbo too?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. What's your guilty post-gym fee when you're not tracking?
K barbecue.
I was gonna say, like,
it has to be Asian.
I always see you at K barbecue. Always.
I'm Asian. What do you expect?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like, I think there was a period there. It'd be like a Friday or something, and like you're always at K barbecue.
Yeah. Friday's like my cheat day.
Yeah.
Used to be, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah. I think it's everyone's cheat day.
Aiden went to Korean barbecue not long ago.
He
didn't
keep in mind I'm a first timer.
Oh, okay.
He just the barbecue plate gets put on, and no oil or anything. He doesn't
Yeah.
cut off his Wagyu steak. He just chucks the whole thing on, and it's just sticking to the bottom. Oh man,
my
he
God.
cooked it. Yeah,
It was
Okay.
lovely, right?
it was good. Yeah,
It was
You
lovely.
enjoy it?
Yeah, it was
It's
good.
amazing.
Yeah, you'll get better at it. Just gotta
Like there were
keep
people
going.
there rubbing the onions on the plate, and they were saying,
yeah,
"This is
yeah.
your oil," and I'm just like,
Yeah.
back where I'm from, we just chuck it all on with that in
Yeah.
my chicken bolognese.
Where's your canola
Oh
spray?
my
Fucking hell. All right, you mentioned before that you're a bit of a nerd, so we'd love to know what your gamer tag is.
Gamer tag. Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't mean nerd in that way. I mean
Oh.
like a study nerd. Like
Oh, so you're academically.
yeah, I'm academically smart.
So, but you don't play any video games or anything like that?
No,
What about like phone games like Clash of Clans and stuff like that?
I don't play games.
Nothing. Zero.
What's
Nah.
embarrassing email from when you're a kid?
Oh God. I don't know. Dream gal _ something. I don't know, I forget. Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's
good
good.
enough.
Yeah,
That's
I was
cringy.
fully
That's
ready
so
to dive
cringe.
into like a video gaming conversation, but yeah, you're an actual nerd.
Yeah, actual nerd. Yes.
What was your A type? If you don't mind me asking.
90.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Did she beat you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she flogged me.
Oh really? What's your...
Mate, I got that. I don't think it's a number. It's called an asterisk.
Oh, you got the mystery.
Oh no, yeah. For me, it was a
Under 30.
UAI. It was UAI back in my days.
Back in your days, yeah.
Yes.
Because you mentioned you're in your 30s, but I don't want to ask specifically. But what year did you graduate?
2008.
2008. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got 4 years on me. So yeah, they called it ATAR after that year, I think.
Yes, I think I was the last UAI.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to uni, by the way?
Yeah, I did at UTS.
And you studied graphic design or media?
Yeah, Physcom.
Yep.
I did a double degree with international studies.
Yep.
So I was overseas for a year as well.
Whereabouts?
Japan.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I lived there for a year.
Do you love Japan? Is it really good? I've heard it's like
Yes,
number one.
I love it. It is. I've been back like about 4 times, and I would still go back again.
Yeah, I've got a couple of clients heading over there like halfway through the year, and I'm pretty sure it's similar sort of seasons to Australia. No, would it be similar seasons to Australia? No, they're on the other side of the hemisphere.
No, it's the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now it's winter.
Yeah, but they were showing me like their accommodation, and one of the joints had no beds, and
Oh yeah, futons.
yeah,
Like a little thin mattress, right?
yeah.
I love that.
You love it?
Yeah, I do. It's actually so comfortable. It's better than like a bed.
In a firm or a soft, comfortable?
It's like in between because the mattress is soft, but then you're on hard floor.
Right.
So it's like in between.
Yeah. Okay.
But like you'll wake up and you'll feel amazing. Like your back doesn't hurt, your neck doesn't hurt. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for like soft stuff, like water beds and that.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I'm imagining Aiden in Japan just sleeping on the floor with a broken back.
Yeah,
Like...
I'm stiff enough as it is, and if I was ever to lay on a futon, I think I would.
But I feel like a soft mattress would make that worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I wake up feeling sore on a soft mattress. Like my neck is fucked.
I probably have no idea, to be honest. I probably could be having the worst night's sleep of my life without it. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try to get to Japan and sleep on a futon.
So try it.
What are some nicknames you have for like training partners or co-workers at work?
Wait, do you have a nickname for your partner actually?
Yeah.
No, I just call him Anthony.
That's boring.
I know I'm boring. Nicknames.
I was hoping for something like Daddy or something, but
Ew, no. Yeah, no, I don't really use nicknames.
Yeah, that's
good.
Right.
Fair enough.
Do you have a nickname for Stephen? Coach.
I should make one for him.
You should.
He calls me Vicky.
Vicky?
Yeah, Vicky, Bicky.
What is it? Why does he throw the B there?
I don't know. Somehow it just started and everyone started calling me Vicky.
Maybe because like how people call.
Maybe it's like a typo or something because the B next to the B.
Well, actually, the V is right next to the B on the keyboard.
So maybe I'll call him Steven.
And Steven does have fat thumbs.
Steven
instead of Steven.
That's actually funny. Well, yeah. All right. Last one. Do you have any unwritten rules with where you work at Harvey Norman?
What do you mean unwritten rules?
So like at work, like I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think we'll have to change that one.
Yeah.
Because usually I ask people who like are coaches and they work at gyms and stuff, because you're the first one that we've actually ever had on that has a real job. So
Oh.
yeah. But yeah, I think we'll just skip that question, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that will do. We've gone for about half an hour here, Vicky.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Oh god, now everyone's gonna refer to me as Vicky.
yeah.
I was actually joking with like the other guys that maybe that should be my IG handle.
Maybe.
Vicky lifts.
Yeah. And then you'll get Turbo Tiff thinking like, who else is Vicky chick?
Yeah. I can't find her on open
Oh
Her parents must hate her. Like, that's good. All right. Well, we'll wrap things up, but I just want to say a big thank you for obviously spending your public holiday with us, because we've absolutely loved having you on the show.
Thank you.
We look forward to obviously your preparation coming to Perth Cup, because no doubt that's going to obviously tell more of a story for what we're in for at Worlds. But I'll see you up in Brizzy, obviously. Hopefully it's not too humid for us. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy the Korean barbecue after the Perth Cup.
No, I don't think I would.
Yeah.
It would have to be after Worlds. It will be after Worlds.
After Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not drinking until not drinking anything until after Worlds.
The work's not done till it's done.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, if you want to give out, I guess, a shout out to yourself, what your handle is, I guess, and when is the Perth Cup, just so people can understand like what you're in for and what we can expect.
Yep. So my IG handle is k.vcky. I'm competing at Perth Cup, which is March 25th. And then the next one will be in June, which is at Worlds. So yeah, please cheer me on. Hopefully I'll represent Australia and do well. So,
yep, definitely.
No, you will. And I'm sure at the end of the year, you may also cop an invite to go to like Commonwealths or Oceanias or IPF Asias, even depending on the location. But whichever comp you're doing, Vicky, we're rooting you all the way. Okay, so
thank you.
With best wishes, and yeah, thank you again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Too easy.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.